All right, so UFC 310. We got a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to sweep this card, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And this card is sweepable. Despite the opening fight, which is a bit of a disgrace.
Kennedy Nzechukwu versus Łukasz Brzeski. I don't know if I said his name right, but
Brzeski.
Brzeski.
By the way, the only reason
must be Polish guy, yeah.
Yeah, the only reason I'm smoking a vape, by the way, is because my anonymous friend doesn't allow the smoking of actual cigarettes in his place.
Yeah,
I have to respect that. So, alright, so, I mean, the thing is, Nzechukwu Kennedy was bitch made at light heavyweight. He lost a split decision to OSP.
Yeah.
Right before Ryan Spahn submitted him. However, the move up to heavyweight, although Chris Barnett did shatter his ankle jumping up and down like a fucking man-child. Sorry.
Whoops.
What do you want? There we go.
Alright, better here.
Dude. Yeah. Brzeski has been just consistently worthless, except checking Voltaire Walker in his debut. And doing so by, just by takedowns. He's light for a heavyweight at weighing at 235. I mean, Kennedy since going up to heavyweight, 241, not much of a difference, but, Kennedy, 6'5" to Brzeski 6'4". The reach advantage, though, you have, 5 inch reach advantage, which, in my mind,
yeah.
Kennedy's gonna strike. He's gonna strike more.
And so,
he has good enough, takedown defense. All Brzeski can really do. Brzeski's soy on the feet. He hasn't won. Mick Parkin knocked him out.
He's 1-4 at heavyweight, and Nzechukwu is, kind of like a win one, lose one guy at light heavyweight. So he's done better against better competition.
Early on, Nzechukwu, he did knock out Carlos Ulrich in Ulrich's debut, which is one of those anomalies. Sometimes some of the best fighters get, it's almost like a rite of passage. Happened to Islam, happened to Merab, happened against Simone, happened to Sergey Pavlovich. But, I just think that Łukasz Brzeski is such trash. Let's see. He no contest on the Contender Series, got him a contract. Lost 3 fights, including being knocked out by Walter Cortez Acosta in the first round. I don't know why they didn't cut him after that, but he did beat Voltaire Walker by literally just shooting takedowns and gassing him out.
That's crazy that they didn't re-sign Romanov or who was the guy who was fighting?
Romanov.
Yeah,
Romanov just won.
I know they didn't re-sign him though. He's not on the roster anymore. Or the guy that he just beat too, who was in a main event with Derek Lewis.
Did. Yeah, they did. Nascimento.
They let both of them go, and they still have.
They did cut Romanov, yeah.
And they cut the other guy too, Nascimento, and yet this guy is still on the roster, but
yeah, not anymore. This is
probably not after this next
fight.
Well, actually, I don't know if his contract will be up.
No.
So they do 3 fight contracts. If he's 1-4.
Well, he lost his first 3 fights, dude. Who knows?
Yeah, whatever. Who knows? All right, what's the next one? Is
So I'm taking Kennedy and Nzechukwu.
what about Clay Guida or Chase Hooper?
Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper. I mean, Chase Hoover can basically do whatever he wants to Guida.
Yeah, he looked really good against Vyacheslav Borshev in his last fight.
Dude, he submitted Borshev.
And he also dropped him on the feet, and Borshev is a really good striker.
Yeah, he had his way with Borshev. The Jordan Levitt submission was fire.
Chase Hooper is really young, and he keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, I mean, the loss to Steve Garcia is fire. And Chase Hoover's improved since then.
He's only 25 years old.
Yeah, Guida, what is he?
He's a badass. He's still fighting at age 42.
I mean,
but he's not gonna win. Probably not gonna win this.
Dude,
this one.
Yeah. I mean,
I respect that though. He's still fighting at that age.
See, I don't know about. I mean,
yeah.
I think maybe go over to Shaq and.
But if he's doing it at lightweight, that's more difficult.
It's impossible. It's impossible for him to beat Chase Hoover. Literally impossible.
All right. What about Michael Chiesa or Max Griffin?
So this is the only other fight where it's a difficult decision because both fighters are so harmless. Obviously you can't rate Chiesa's submission over fucking Tony Ferguson because it's just like
Tony is past his prime.
Tony's
obviously he's pretty much.
I mean, the UFC basically wants him to die. He's Max Griffin though, problem with him is his
he's pretty old too, man.
He's older, and I mean the thing is about age though. I mean, when it comes to this, I mean Chiesa's grappling is probably going. I mean, I could see Chiesa, avoiding Max Griffin's strikes, with takedowns, submission attempts. I mean, who knows? Chiesa could pull off a submission. I mean, the Jeremiah Wells win for Max Griffin earlier this year was kind of questionable. The split decision win over Tim Means, less questionable, but still. Michael Morales. I mean, he took Michael Morales to a decision, but that's probably been his biggest achievement since before the fucking pandemic. And what was he did have he finished some point in his career. He finished Song Kanan in 2021, and he finished Brown.
Ramiz Brahimaj?
Yeah, Brahimaj. You got a performance bonus, but with who must have been fighting up a weight class.
That was a while back, but But anyway, you got
Chiesa.
Yeah.
I have to.
By submission?
I mean,
or by decision?
I mean, my topology pick was decision. Could get a submission, but regardless, Chiesa wins.
What about Cody Durden or Joshua Van?
Alright, so this is interesting, right? Because, Cody Durden, his last fight, he did submit Matt Schnell. Although, who hasn't beaten the fuck out of Matt Schnell at flyweight? I mean, he's been beaten out of the rankings. However, before that, Cody Durden, there's a new Bruno Silva at flyweight who is ranked, and he's ranked because he knocked out Bruno Silva, he knocked out Cody Durden in the.
Is Durden ranked?
Mm-hmm.
So they're giving Van a chance to get in the rankings.
Of course. Which he has earned. I mean, people act like Joshua Van got fraud checked. Just because what the fuck?
Joshua Van is number 1 all time in UFC history for strikes landed per minute.
No.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah. Shout out Lucas Tracy for that one.
Wait, Lucas Tracy's
Yeah, I just watched a video. Look, here, look.
Wait, don't pull up the Lucas Tracy video.
No, I'm not going to pull up his video. I'm just saying, if you look at the stats, that's a crazy stat here. UFC.
You might really find out.
Because
see, Joshua Van was more or less going strong. Until a third round knockout loss to Charles Johnson. People act like he got project. Came back against Edgar Chairez.
Look, strikes landed per minute, #1 all time.
Aspinall is second, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy for a heavyweight. Aspinall is second.
Casey O'Neill, Victor Henry. What a crazy.
Carlos Oberg and Max Holloway, though.
I'd see it. Holloway's 10th. Wow.
So,
anyway.
Of course, that's because Van hasn't had that many fights, but it still shows he's a good.
No, I mean
he does work on the feet.
His output is insane.
Yeah, his output.
Reyes knockout power. Although
I don't think Van does have too much power, dude.
He is. He's enough.
I guess he KO'd
Felipe Bernas. But the thing is, Cody Durden is going to try to find a submission, more than likely. Joshua Van's height. Joshua Van. I mean, the 2-inch height difference.
Yeah, Van is small, even for a flyweight.
Well, 5'5" is about average. I think 5'5", 5'6".
Some of them are bigger now, though.
Urseg, but look what Kai Kara France did to him.
Yeah, true.
And,
Van is
to a lesser degree, Pantoja too.
Hopefully, Van is kind of cool. He's only 23 years old, too. He's just going to get better.
Yeah, I think Van beats Cody Durden. He could knock him out. I mean, Durden gets knocked out. He really does, and he has been submitted as well.
So you got Van by decision?
I got Joshua Van, decision or knockout. Joshua Van wins.
All right. What about Weidman or Anders?
So this fight was supposed to be on 309. I am staying with the pick that I made then, which is I'm gonna take Eryk Anders to beat Chris Weidman. Especially now that this is now a catchweight 195 fight. I think that this fight will be boring. I think that Eryk Anders is gonna wrestle fuck Chris Weidman. Similar, honestly, to the Jamie Pickett fight. Weidman might put up more of a striking fight, but Anders is gonna get him to the ground and, sort of lazily make it seem like he's going for some sort of submission. Although,
Weidman can grapple a little bit.
Weidman can grapple. To be honest, dude, if we're gonna be honest, dude, Anders does. Who did he knock out? He knocked out Kyle Dawkins, which is not really shit. But
Jamie Pickett had a tough.
Dude, Jamie
time in the UFC.
Jamie Pickett is a cautionary tale.
All right.
Weidman's he's always been overrated, even when he's champion. And he's working.
He beat Anderson Silva twice back. He was good back in the day.
Dude, he's working on fucking eye pokes right now with his camp.
Oh yeah.
If you gouge him with your ring finger, bro. It's the old gloves, Chris. Come on.
So Anders by grappling. All right. What about? This is a good one.
I'm taking Eryk Anders.
This is a good fight. Bryan Battle versus Randy Brown.
This is a very good fight. I'm gonna go. I have to go with Bryan Battle. I think that. Well, so Randy Brown did the Zalisque dos Santos win. That was a very, very, very close fight, though. And yes, he knocked out Muslim Salikov. But, decision win over Wellington Thurman. JDM subbed him. And the Bryan battle, is, more likely to knock somebody out than submit them. He's, so one thing you have to think about with Randy Brown and the UFC, I wish the UFC would show leg reach, because Randy Brown's leg reach is very, it's responsible for a lot of his,
So you're saying he has really long legs?
Yeah, he has very long legs. And, Logan trying to get me to invest in, like, NFTs and bullshit.
Yeah, you don't want to do it.
Fucking idiot. Sorry. So, Bryan battle. So the Kevin Doucet knockout, on the Moicano Santini card was, it was, just the rage in Bryan battle is so, and the way he fights is so explosive. I think that even Randy Brown is going to have a hard time, trying to, keep Bryan battle away from him. And Bryan battle, he could knock him out. He could submit him as well.
He looked really good against Angelusa also in that one.
He did.
No contest.
He did. That was a kind of an annoying fucking no contest stoppage.
Yeah. He's got a lot of momentum right now.
Yeah, he does, and let's see. I think that further up the card, Vicente Luque loses his ranking spot, and Bryan battle slides right in.
Is that the next one, Luque?
Is it?
No, you have Evloev versus Aljamain Sterling.
Yes. So, by the way, I'm taking Bryan battle to beat Randy Brown. So, Evloev versus Sterling. So, Aljamain Sterling did the right thing by moving up to 145. But, for a second fight in the division, it's a damn shame because Evloev is consistently underrated. Yeah, people call him boring. Yeah, people say he can't get finishes. I'm sorry, he mogged Arnold Allen. And
we thought that was a pretty clear win over Arnold Allen.
Yeah, it was definitely. It really was, and as well as Diego Lopez. And
that was Lopez's first fight though.
I don't see a rematch going differently, to be honest. Yeah. Because I don't think Diego Lopez beats Taperia. But no. I think see what I would like. Now I'm taking Evloev. What I would like to see, I really would like to see a finish by Evloev because, I think Evloev right now at 145 is the only real problem for Taperia.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just given the stylistic nightmare in a sense. People will go, oh, Taperia's got wrestling, Taperia's got grappling.
Taperia doesn't have grappling.
He doesn't have it like Evloev.
Probably not.
And yeah,
I don't see the UFC giving.
They will.
He'd have to get a pretty exciting finish over Sterling.
He would definitely have to, and he won't get the next test. It'll be Diego Lopez or Volkanovski. Yeah. Volkanovski, after now having finally had time for a full camp, like a actual full camp, deserves, I guess, his day in court. I
don't think he's gonna beat Taperia though, dude.
After the Holloway knockout, I can't say shit like Taperia's. However, Volkanovski may deserve his day in court.
Yeah, he deserves a rematch.
So does Diego Lopez deserves a title shot as well. Although you could,
people like Lopez, but he did lose to Evloev.
Sure. Yeah, you could do that rematch.
Yeah.
But regardless, Evloev beats Aljo. He beats Evloev.
Yeah.
Definitely beats Sterling.
Probably. What about Vicente Luque or Themba?
This is a fight I am very happy about because my hatred for Vicente Luque and my love for Nick Diaz.
Why do you hate Vicente Luque?
So, I'll explain.
He does not seem like a hateable guy to me.
Well, first of all, my love for Nick Diaz, you know, and how happy I am that I don't have to put money on Vicente Luque, you know, is very much a part of, you know, why this fight is exciting to me. Why do I not like Vicente Luque?
Yeah, so, why don't you like Vicente Luque? You gotta explain
all I fucking was hearing when so I had Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley moved down to 170, and he was an underdog again. Now I picked him to beat Vicente Luque. People, yo, he's a solid underdog pick, right? Shut the fuck up, right? But yes, he was. Why? People kept telling me,
oh, who was the underdog?
Buckley was actually against Luque. Yeah. People kept talking about Vicente Luque's tight guard, his tight guard. So you watch, I mean, all you have to do is watch a little bit of tape and see Jeff Neal break through his right guard, or his tight guard rather, by...
yeah, that didn't look like the same version.
Shattering it.
That did not look like the same version of Vicente Luque.
Which one?
The one that fought Buckley versus the one that fought, like, Barberena, or one of those older fights.
I mean, yeah, those older fights, though, are, you know, I mean...
Luque had some good scraps back in the day.
He did. He submitted Chiesa. He did submit Chiesa in 2021. However, Bilal, I mean, you know, Bilal finished. Yeah, Bilal did not finish him actually. Jeff Neal did though. Jeff Neal did with a very powerful knockout.
Yeah.
And then RDA up a weight class, you know, couldn't handle him in a 5-round fight. Yeah. That was, you know, that was still competitive. And then Joaquin Buckley, second round, you know. And do you remember people, was that just MMA Guru saying that fight was fake or some shit?
Well, it looked like he, once he started getting ground and pounded, that he kind of just...
Yeah, he had...
No, it was Buckley. After the fight, Buckley made a joke about Luque taking money from... Who's that guy that got trouble for gambling?
Which guy? William Knight? No, I know what you're talking about. I can't
think of his name right now. But Buckley made a video that he posted on
Joaquin Buckley doesn't give a fuck.
It was a pretty funny joke. He's like, I saw Luque taking an envelope of cash from I can't remember his fucking name right now, but
yeah, William Knight though. That motherfucker.
Yeah, so it wasn't just MMA Guru, was also Buckley was.
No, MMA Guru was mad because he picked. Guru's been late to the train. On Buckley, I had Buckley.
Well, yeah, Buckley looks like a big problem at welterweight.
Oh yeah, dude, what he's gonna do to Cody. Yeah. So much fun. Yeah, Themba Gorimbo, on the other hand, now Themba Gorimbo, unanimous decisions in his last two fight. He beat Brahimaj, Nico Price, who I felt he could have finished, but regardless, his striking just, I mean, Vicente Luque is not, he's not good. Now, AJ Fletcher did submit Themba Gorimbo, which is a little concerning, but that was a long time ago.
That's crazy that they're the same age, because it seems like Luque is so much older.
Yeah, it does. Now...
Well, Luque's probably been in the UFC and had a lot more fights, taking a lot more damage.
Themba Gorimbo, he is more precise. He has more heavy, precise strikes, even though he's fast.
Luque's just been in a lot of wars and a lot of fights in his career. He's taken a lot of damage.
Now, is it possible? Themba Gorimbo tends to take people down as well. Does he take him down? Does Luque have the ability to scramble that into something to his advantage?
21 fights in the UFC. That's more than Gorimbo has in his career.
It doesn't matter.
That's crazy.
But yeah, no. The only possible thing I could see being a problem is if Gorimbo sort of just takes Luque down without a plan, and Luque.
Yeah, Luque's good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, yes and no.
Decent, right?
I mean, it used to be. But yeah, no, I think Gorimbo takes it. Gorimbo definitely takes it.
Yeah, he's won 4 in a row.
All right, so here we come.
Yeah.
Rough justice.
Yeah, Dominick Reyes versus Anthony Smith.
Dominick Reyes versus
yeah.
Anthony fucking Smith, who after Vitor Petrino fed his neck to Anthony Smith, and Anthony Smith had the privilege, so he thought, to talk about how there were levels to this, right? And God bless Roman Dolite up a weight class on short notice, at least beating Anthony Smith and then causing the humiliation that he suffered at the hands of both Michael Bisping and then MMA Guru fucking doing a video about Michael Bisping shitting on him.
Yeah, why do you guys hate Anthony Smith so much?
Because you know, like
seems like a lot of people do.
He's a bit of a Neo-Magni at 205. I mean, he really should just crouch down like a staircase and allow you know, fighters to sort of climb up over him. He's a good. I mean, you know, he should suit up and do
58 fights. That's pretty impressive, though.
I mean, yeah, 38-20. See, Dominick Reyes.
That's a lot of losses in your career, dude.
20
losses.
20 losses, including
wow.
I mean, Khalil, Anthony Smith. You know, like Khalil had some. You know, or I should say, he had a moment or two against Khalil. Not really in retrospect. He did. He got
that was the fight where Khalil was like holding his fist up like that.
Yeah.
And the ref.
Yeah, him and Ryan Spawn had 2 fights. The split decision win for Anthony Smith over Ryan Spawn. Their second fight was a fucking robbery if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
You know, and the Petrino submission, all that has to do with is dumbass Vitor Petrino trying to get. I mean, he just watched Caio Barallo and Michel Pereira both get like performance bonus earning finishes. So, you know, he was looking for his, and he was trying to pick him up, more or less suplex him backwards, even though he had, just with strikes, he had Smith cowering against the fucking, back to the cage.
Yeah.
But Dominick Reyes, now, if I would be in a very, 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 sort of state of purgatory if Dominick Reyes was coming off his 4-fight losing streak to fight Anthony Smith. However, his 2-minute knockout defeat against 2-minute knockout victory over Dustin Jacoby.
Yeah, he looked really good.
He looked, not only did he look really good, he's back. He's back, and after he sleeps Anthony Smith, after he hurts Anthony Smith so badly that, like, you know, there's no comeback for him. No more Lionheart, like, just fucking, you know, just CT, and, I mean, not even a job with the UFC. Just, like, he won't be able to talk right. Like, I want to see Reyes go on a revenge tour. I want to see him fight Jan in a rematch. I want to see him fight Yuri, you know. But yeah, no, Dominick Reyes destroys Anthony Smith in spectacular fashion.
All right. What about Nate Landwehr or Duho Choi?
Main card. Nate Landwehr versus Duho Choi. So, Nate the Train. So now, this is actually not as easy as a fight as it, you know, as a lot of people may think. But, I'm going to pick Nate Landwehr, and I'm going to pick Nate Landwehr because, you know, he's consistently shown...
yeah, he's beat good people, dude. Ludovic Klein and David Onama are both pretty good.
Yes, very much. And it's not just that he's beaten good people. He's displayed a well-rounded ability to... So, I mean, to submit Ludovic Klein, you know, to not... I mean, Jamal Emmers is, he's not nothing, but at the same time, a first-round, you know, knockout finish. The majority decision win over Onama is what it is. The loss to Dan Ige is kind of what it is.
Yeah, Ige is pretty good. Ige is good though.
The knockout loss to Julian Erosa was, it was 3 years ago, almost 4. And yes,
Dude, he lost to Herbert Burns.
He did in his debut get knocked out by Herbert Burns, who was called pathetic by the MMA media. However, he went on to submit Ludovic Klein, submit Austin Lingo, most recently knock out Jamal Emmers, Nate Landwehr. I think that he has explosive striking. He also has his grappling is also top shelf. Now Doho Choi has a very odd record. So his most recent fight he did second round knockout win over Bill Aljo. A draw with Kyle Nelson, which was irritating. Before that though, Charles Jourdain. Oh, before that I should say, 4 years before 2 fights back. Did he get injured? What the fuck was the deal?
Oh yeah, he was out from 2019 to I don't remember why, but
yeah,
he was out for 3.5 years or something. Over 3 years.
Back-to-back knockouts: Jeremy Stevens and Charles Jourdain, and a loss by decision to Cub Swanson after starting in the UFC on a 3-fight knockout win streak against nobody important.
They had high hopes for him after that.
They certainly did, and then Cub Swanson stopped him in his tracks.
So
but
Landwehr?
I have to take Landwehr.
Okay.
I
think that's a good call.
Yeah. His yeah.
Okay, what about Bryce Mitchell or Kron Gracie?
Bryce Mitchell, 100%.
The Bible.
Now, reason being,
Bryce Mitchell's one of the most interesting characters in the UFC universe, I think.
Bryce Mitchell is just a necessary human being.
Yeah.
Not just in his division, but in the UFC. You have to have Bryce Mitchell. He's like, he's like the innocent version of,
Strickland or something?
No, him and Strickland are friends.
Yeah, I know.
Bryce Mitchell's so gracious. He's such like a gracious, nice guy.
Seems like a great guy.
Yeah, but he also believes in certain things that could be harmful.
I think his flat Earth is stupid, but everything else is pretty on point.
Is he a flat earther? I thought he was just like a creationist or something.
No, he's all the way flat Earth, but other than he knows a lot about farming and he's not dumb, he just has one pretty bad take.
If the electrical grids all shut down.
Yeah, that's the guy you want to know.
Yeah, he can submit. He can hop on the back of like another person.
He knows how to raise chickens and cows and all that.
Yeah,
how to farm the land.
Yeah, and how to kill people when there's only people to eat. So Kron Gracie, right? Kron Gracie, he was impressive in Ryzen for sure. And I did watch back some of his Ryzen fights.
Yeah, that's from a long time ago, dude.
Yeah, I know. I watched them back though, because his UFC contract started with a submission win over Alex
He's got incredible jiu-jitsu, right?
Well, thing is, honestly, yes, but
so does Bryce Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell does as well. Now, I think Kron Gracie coming into the UFC, the Alex Caceres submission was a great debut. Once again, stopped in his tracks by Cub Swanson. And Charles Jourdain, same back-to-back.
Cub Swanson used to be really good.
Cubs motherfucker got his first submission in 14 years over Tim Means on 307.
Swanson?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember
that? I must have missed that one.
How the fuck? Wait, no. The fuck am I thinking of?
Yeah, dude.
Who am I thinking
it's not
of?
Just me.
Who the fuck am I thinking of? Who the fuck fought Tim Means? No, come on, who was it?
I'm gonna look it up.
It was goddamn. How dare I?
How dare you get that wrong?
Yeah, how dare I misremember the fucking
It was some
the first card of my YouTube channel.
Court
McGee is who I was thinking of. Wow, I mixed it. How did I make? Well,
they're both like OG fighters. You know?
Yeah, but they're 2 weight classes apart. So I'll burn myself later for that mistake. All right.
So you got Bryce. This one is an easy pick for Bryce Mitchell.
Yes, and the lock, Bryce Mitchell.
All right.
Versus Kron Gracie. Holy shit.
Here, go up. Next one is Cyril Gane versus Alexander Volkov.
So, having watched back not only their first fight, but several of both of their fights, not only in the UFC, but outside of it.
Which ones were you watching? Were you watching Gane's kickboxing?
Yes.
It was Muay Thai?
Yes, I was watching Gane. Well, I spent a little bit more time on Volkov, actually. Because Volkov, I mean...
Didn't you said Volkov is getting better and better, right?
Well, okay, so a lot of people think that Volkov's improvement means that it's been a lot. People are like, oh, well, Cyril Gane's been making movies, Volkov's been improving. The reality is that, Cyril Gane, despite how Jones finished him, Cyril Gane does not, and the fact that Francis Ngannou...
Yeah, he got out-grappled by Ngannou.
I mean, he got out-grappled by Ngannou. That was a very, very close fight. Yeah. Way closer than people care to admit.
I've heard that.
And Gane came into the UFC with 2 submissions, but, he entered the UFC and got 2 submissions. Now, Volkov's, Volkov in Bellator, was where he, went from like a knockout artist to a real grappler. I watched this fight. This guy, Blagoy, Ivanov, he was in the UFC for a minute. Actually, up until not that long ago.
We're getting way back.
No, we are.
That's 10 years ago.
No, I know, but that was I watched that fight because I wanted to see his early jiu-jitsu, Volkov's early jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, he submitted Tuivasa, but Tuivasa's...
He submitted Tuivasa with a Bravo choke.
Tuivasa's not a grappler.
No, and Gane finished Tuivasa, by knockout. Although Tuivasa did put Gane on the ground, Roundtree put Pereira on the ground, and the thing about that really is that, you look at that, and people forget that Roundtree's done the best against Pereira at, in terms of Pereira's title defenses. Because of how bad he beat him so badly.
Why are we talking about Roundtree and Pereira?
How did I get there? Oh, yeah, because, just because, it's like, people like MMA math sometimes, which doesn't work,
They're not even in the same division.
Sure they are. What are you talking about?
Roundtree and Pereira?
No, but I'm making a comparison, right? So Roundtree put Pereira on the ground, right? Tuivasa put Gane on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's true.
Which doesn't necessarily matter.
That's kind of
But I mean, now here's the problem I have with taking. I'm taking Cyril Gane, but I did do a lot of research for this. So
what?
Gane was submitted by Tom Aspinall.
No, Volkov was submitted by Tom Aspinall.
Wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. See, this is like. Yeah.
I can read the.
Yeah, no. True.
I didn't remember that one though.
Yeah, sometimes my. Yeah,
Volkov. That's the last time Volkov lost a fight.
It was Aspinall. Yeah. Now.
He's won 4
now
in a row.
he beat
Roy. He KO'd Rosenstrike in the first round. That's pretty good.
True. That's an impressive.
Because Rosenstrike is a pretty good striker.
He is, but he's also.
He's not Gane level, but
he's not even Derek Lewis level.
And to be honest, Tuivasa was landing a few leg kicks on him though, and I guess Gane has really good low kicks, right?
Yeah, well, yes, but I mean, it was Gane's jabs that in the first fight between Volkov and Gane.
Yeah,
it was his jabs. Now,
wasn't that a pretty competitive fight?
I scored it 49. It was a 5-round fight. I scored it 49-46. One judge agreed with me, but the other judges gave it to Gane 50-45. I think it was the first round, the Volkov one, but if I'm not mistaken. But you look at Hughes, and he knocked out Romanov, submitted. Now, here's the thing about the Pavlovich fight, right? Volkov, people talk about how he neutralized Sergey Pavlovich. He did manage to do that. However, I'm still not convinced that Pavlovich's left hand wasn't broken. But more importantly,
I think Volkov just outclassed him.
There's something.
I'm like a Pavlovich fan.
I am.
I
am too, but
exciting fighter, but
he's very exciting.
He's too one-dimensional.
I don't know about that.
Volkov has.
Because
kicks.
Pavlovich comes from Russian sambo.
He hasn't shown that in the UFC.
He hasn't, but I mean.
But anyway, Volkov is pretty well-rounded.
Volkov's
he can fight off the
well-rounded.
back foot.
Well, he can, but against
and
this is the thing with Cyril Gane, right? So Cyril Gane, people act like basically that he has no grappling defense because of how John Jones beat him. Now Sergey Spivak, who grapples more than he strikes, as we saw with the armbar victory in the first round that he got over Tybura. Was knocked out in the second round in Gane's last fight. Now, if you remember that fight, Gane stuffed takedowns. Now is Sergey Spivak, Alexander Volkov?
I don't know if Volkov doesn't have great takedowns.
No, I don't think Volkov will have the opportunity to make this a grappling fight. I think on the feet.
And then you think Gane is too fast?
Gane is both too fast and too powerful, I believe. Not that Volkov lacks power, but
he's more of like a volume guy, right?
He is a good striker. It's just. First of all, just on paper, 6'7". I don't know why the UFC bills Cyril Gane at 6'4". He's 6'5", okay? 6'4 3/4", whatever the fuck, right? So, there's basically, with a 1-inch reach advantage over 6'7", Alexander Volkov. Now, does that matter? It matters only when, you have, you have that much height. I mean, Cyril Gane's jabs in that first fight really, basically,
Yeah.
I mean, they neutralized Volkov as much as Volkov neutralized Pavlovich. Just 1 second. I just want to see. So his Gane did come in the UFC at 3-0. So
he's three wins by submission. So yeah.
No, but 1 by submission, 2 KOs, and then he submitted Donto Mays. I think Aspinall did too. He KO'd Junior Dos Santos, that was the first real. Yeah, he beat Rosenstrike
by decision though.
By decision, but way early in his career, and then he beat Volkov next. Volkov went on to fight Rosenstrike later.
Yeah.
The Derek Lewis fight the Cyril Gane Derek Lewis fight was very, very impressive. Because that was still prime Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
I think that all
right, so you got
Cyril Gane is far from fucking done. I think that Volkov.
You think he's a lock though?
I do think he's a lock. I think he's a lock, dude. I don't see Volkov's path to victory. It's just not. I just don't see it in the cards.
I think Volkov has a chance, but I'm not saying I would pick him as a favorite.
All right, let's talk about a real lock, co-main event.
Yeah, Shavkat Rakhmonov versus Ian Gary.
Okay, so when my friend here said the name Shavkat Rakhmonov versus the name after it doesn't matter. Shavkat Rakhmonov beats anybody. He's from another fucking dimension. Shavkat Rakhmonov will not only beat Ian Gary, he will finish Ian Gary.
Yeah, for sure.
He will finish Ian Gary more than likely in the second round.
Yeah.
But
I could see Gary making it later on into the fight.
I mean, so far Jeff Neal's been the only person to show Rakhmonov a third round.
I think Gary is actually pretty good, but I definitely don't.
I mean, Gary's no joke, but I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, dude, you're up against who I believe to be the greatest fighter
you
alive.
Think he's the best guy right now?
I
maybe
absolutely.
He's
absolutely.
Good. He's good.
18-0 all finishes. He submitted Stephen Thompson with a broken ankle. He beat Jeff Neal into submission and then got the submission.
That was such a good fight.
It was a great fight. Now Gary against Jeff Neal was a very close fight.
That was not a great fight.
No, it wasn't. Now, given the fact that Jeff Neal weighed about 200 pounds in the octagon to Gary's 180, is what it is. But the thing is...
But, dude, that's on Ian Gary, dude. It's his
It's his soy.
It's not like...
blame it on his soy diet.
Yeah, it's his vegan diet and his...
Dude.
Whatever he's... But it's not like Rakhmonov probably weighs 190 or something like that.
Yeah, Rakhmonov's... I mean...
He's going to be bigger and stronger.
Yeah, no, see, Ian Gary at 6'3", 2 inches of height on Rakhmonov at 6'1", has a disproportionately short reach at 74.5 to Rakhmonov's 77.
Yeah, that's pretty close, though.
70, well, I mean...
That amounts to 1 inch per
2.5 inches per reach, so 2.5 inch reach advantage when he's 2 inches shorter. I mean, we're acting like Shavkat Rakhmonov doesn't beat anybody. They put in front of him. He will absolutely beat Ian Gary without a doubt.
Yeah.
Shavkat Rakhmonov beats Ian Gary.
That's a lock.
That is a absolute lock. Now,
what about Alejandro Pantoja? Or Kai Asakura?
So this fight, this is a... Now, I mean, this is one where research was required because...
Yeah, Asakura coming from Ryzen.
Now, the thing about Asakura coming from Ryzen, at 135, he's going to have to drop 10 pounds. I'm not a big fan of people coming from other promotions, necessarily even being on main cards of fight nights, or not fight nights, rather, pay-per-views, let alone getting title shots. Now, I think Dana White has a little bit, Dana White and, the Fertitos, right?
Who? What?
Fucking, my stupid, the other people.
Oh, Hunter,
yeah.
Campbell?
Did I say the Fertitta? Wow.
What did you say, the Fertitas?
Yeah, I'm stupid.
What is that?
Never mind.
Dana and Hunter. They don't have any flyweights with
they have Kai Kara France, but he fought too recently. Kai Kara France, I think, is the guy to potentially take the belt from Pantoja. Why isn't it Kai Asakura? Okay. So, Steven...
He is a really big flyweight, Asakura.
I mean, he will be a big flyweight, except he's going to have to cut 10 pounds from what he normally fights at. Now, he's a very explosive striker.
They don't do that hydration clause over there in Ryzen. That's only one.
That's an interesting question.
I think that's only one, but I don't know for sure.
Okay. That might be true.
So
regardless,
we're going to assume he has to cut 10 extra pounds.
Yeah,
even if
well,
he doesn't, he's not.
No, he will. He will have to. It's a championship fight, dude. He's not.
So the guy that he's fought that's in the UFC is Manel Cap, and he got knocked out by Cap.
Yes, he was knocked out by Manel Cap, who I believe to be grossly overrated, at least at this point in his career.
Yeah.
But Pantoja, let's focus on Pantoja, because a lot of people act like Pantoja is this, boring fighter. Now, and there's an argument to be made there. However, before he was champion, Pantoja was he was finishing people.
You were saying you think he's fighting really conservative to protect the belt.
I think that, you look at the first Royval fight, and, and it was a second round submission, pretty brutal. Alex Perez, first round submission. Now, the title fight against Moreno, look at how Moreno just looked against Albazi. That was a very close fight. I don't think it was a split decision. I don't think it was a robbery at all. I think Pantoja won it. And then I believe that now that, he's now as champion, he has fought very carefully and very conservatively. Kai Asagura is not, this is a fight that at the very least will not really permit Pantoja to, to be as cautious. It'll require the type of split-second decision-making that allowed him to finish so many of his fights leading up to his title shot.
Which Asakura will make it an entertaining fight.
I think Asakura will bring out in Pantoja what makes Pantoja an exciting fighter that a lot of people have forgotten about since he's been champion.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think that I think Pantoja is gonna have to deal. He's gonna have to deal with very, very, with a crazy output of strikes, powerful strikes. But I also think that I think that Pantoja is going to. I saw something about, and I don't know if this is true, that Pantoja was he was studying. He was watching tape on Anderson Silva to try not to compare him to Asagura, but rather to try to
I didn't hear about this.
But I could be wrong about that. That could be some some bullshit. I think that Pantoja's camp is preparing him for to just have somebody who just comes out hot and is trying to fucking take his head off. And I think Pantoja is gonna figure it out.
You think you can get him down and get his back?
I think he's gonna have to figure it out. I don't think he loses. Whether or not he, he might shoot. If he gets Asakura to the ground, does Asakura have takedown defense? Does he have anything on the ground for Pantoja?
For Pantoja, I don't know, dude.
I think Pantoja figures it out. I could even see a submission one.
Yeah, I can see that. Rear naked choke.
Rear naked choke. I could see a guillotine. I could see a takedown. I could see a flurry from Asakura leading into a takedown. Where Pantoja
that would be bad.
Guillotines him.
That would be pretty dumb if he went for a takedown on Pantoja. But.
And honestly, I think this may be Pantoja's most exciting fight as champion.
Hopefully.
And successful title defense.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So I'm taking Pantoja. All right. Trying to sweep this card. 14 fights on the card. UFC Predictions Tracker. You have my picks.
You emailed them your picks.
I have. And
Alright.
and then and I'm so happy the co-main is 5 rounds, so that Ian Gary gets finished nicely.
For sure.
It's always exciting when you got 2 ranked guys up that high up in the rankings and both undefeated.
Yeah, I know.
But Rachmanov he just absolutely he executes everyone.
Yeah.
So that's UFC 310.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
It will absolutely be a good one.
Alright.
And people sleeping on Pantoja in the main event. You know what? This is gonna be his most exciting fight as champion.
Is he gonna put out your round robins soon?
Yes. My last minute betting advice video will not be so last minute this time.
Cool.
Plan to have that shit up tomorrow, and yeah, man, that was a good cinnamon bun that you had just laying around.
Alright.
Alright.
Cool.
Take it easy.